like to work in a team with people from different cultural backgrounds? And what's it like to work online in virtual teams? Is it common practice? What could be some of the benefits and challenges when working this way? Hello, my name is Lieve Mulier from the R&E Center Inclusive Society at UCLL. In this video, we will investigate if virtual teamwork or intercultural teamwork is common practice in organizations today, and how this way of working delivers some real benefits, but also offers some challenges. Certainly, going through the COVID pandemic, we all know what it means to communicate virtually. Zooming and meeting up with each other remotely has now become well embedded in our daily lives. But what about organizations? How do international concerns, for example, communicate with their cross-border offices? Do they communicate virtually most of the time? And how culturally diverse are these global work teams? To find out, we interviewed a number of companies. Let's listen to Connie Hogem, who is the Global HR Director at Materialize. She assures us that working virtually with diverse teams is common practice at the company.
Yes, it's yes in both to both questions. It's important and it is common practice. Our company is organized on a global level, which means that we work together with different nationalities in one team. Examples are our IT team. It's a global team of Belgian and Ukrainian people. Our US team, for example, has to work closely together with the Colombian team to serve the Americans. We have global production sites in East Europe and Germany, and they are working for the whole world. We have software development teams in Ukraine and Malaysia, and they also have to work together. And at our headquarters only already, we are working with 40 nationalities from all over the world. So yes, we are used to work in intercultural teams in our organization.
Working online in intercultural teams is a well-established way of working in organizations today. This is mainly the result of the increasing number of business activities going global for the past 15 to 20 years, but also because digital technology made working virtually possible and very accessible. But what do we mean by culturally diverse virtual teams? These teams are composed of people with different cultural backgrounds who work together and mainly communicate via digital means. There are two aspects here to consider. On the one hand, working virtually, and on the other, working with people from different cultural backgrounds. Members of a virtual team, for example, call in from different locations and across different time zones to have their meetings. So how is this way of communicating different from traditional teams? In traditional teams, members communicate face-to-face, at the same place and at the same time. Team members receive immediate feedback on their interactions and interpret all communicative signals in real time and in the same context. Team members can read each other's faces clearly and pick up on body language signals quickly. They also find themselves together in the same work context and space, and this also offers them already lots of cues that help interpret the situation. And in contrast, members of a virtual team make use of electronic media to communicate, and this can hamper their interaction. Sending messages at 5 o'clock in the afternoon might be read 8 hours later by another team member who's actually just waking up. So the more messages are caught in different time zones and at different locations, the more difficult communication becomes. Participants get less opportunity for feedback on their interactions and have a harder time to make eye contact or interpret nonverbal signals. Working virtually also requires a lot more structure and planning. Naturally, choosing digital tools that all team members are able to use is important. And adding to this, if team participants are working remotely and are spread across the globe, chances are high that they have different cultural backgrounds. This means members may have to tackle questions such as, how do you address your teammates? How do you express your concern or serious doubts about a decision? Do you wait your turn to answer a question? Or can you take initiative and give some input? Let's see what managers consider to be most beneficial of working in diverse teams. Carlien Michiels sums up of what she sees as the main benefits.
Definitely, it's very important. At IMEC, we have more than 97 different nationalities working. So there is a high probability that when joining IMEC, you will work together with different nationalities, with people with different kind of backgrounds. And that's what makes us unique. And we're all quite proud of that, to be able to work with so many interesting people around us. People with different kind of educational backgrounds, but also different kind of interests, different kind of experiences, and different cultures. So this diversity boosts actually creativity and performance, because you get, new insights, you get new perspectives, you get feedback on your own thoughts and ideas. You get challenged by people that are thinking differently, and this helps boosting innovation and performance.
Any challenges of working this way? Connie Hoge of Materialize identifies what she considers to be challenging.
Well, the most common issues, they are known. It's about language issues and time zones. Other problems that might pop up is that people are having different strengths and are sometimes thinking and working from different perspectives, and that might lead to misunderstandings. For example, our Ukrainian people, they are very strong in algorithms. They have very good education in mathematics and algorithms, and therefore they are very strong in developing software from a technical perspective. On the other hand, our Malaysian people, they are much more service-minded, and they are much more thinking from a customer perspective, and therefore they're much stronger in building user phases. So now both components are very important in software development, and they are complementary. So we have put that work there where the strengths are of the people, but in case they have to work together, it's quite important that they understand each other's perspectives. Otherwise, it might lead to misunderstandings.
Misunderstandings and frustrations are usually named as the most common issues to deal with. How do organizations cope with them? Here are some examples. Facilitate an efficient workflow. Make sure you discuss the differences in work norms among the team members and develop common work guidelines for the team. Working virtually also makes it harder for managers to supervise their teams, so monitor your teams regularly and keep team members motivated. Because the usual chit-chat is often dropped in virtual meetings, an opportunity is missed to create a sense of belonging among members. Those informal conversations are important because they help build cohesion within the team. They create trust among members and actually also provide a great opportunity to learn about cultural differences in an implicit way. The companies we interviewed shared different ways of how they prepare their employees to work effectively. This could involve early morning meetings during which misunderstandings can be discussed with the manager, or training sessions to sharpen employees' communication skills. Let's listen to some examples of trainings that Materialize has put into place.
Last year we focused on developing our skills in giving and receiving feedback to stimulate people to understand each other, but also to learn from each other. So we introduce every year a kind of a program which is focused on strengthening some skills which can help the collaboration. Another example is that we introduced as well facilitation techniques in our meetings to make sure that every party has been heard and that everyone also gets the opportunity to give their input.
And finally, Carlien Michiels gives this advice to improve virtual teamwork.
So there are some tips and tricks that are shared from time to time with the employees, like these virtual coffee chats and virtual team buildings and so on, to connect as much as possible, also in a virtual way with each other.
In conclusion, it's fair to say that for international concerns, intercultural teamwork has been well integrated as an effective way of working across borders. To make this way of working into a success, companies we interviewed defined some critical skills such as perspective taking, coping with stress, and working conscientiously. All these elements contribute to reach an organization's final goal, creating smart workplaces.